I do look at Utah Valley and even Salt Lake Valley to some degree. We've kind of become the Silicon Valley of the Mountain West.
I think that obviously the state government has invested a lot in the infrastructure, the technology infrastructure in Utah.
We're lucky because we've had WordPerfect, Novell, Omniture, some of these other companies that have kind of set the pace as far as technology. And so you have lots of people thinking about uses of technology, leveraging new tools to be successful.
In March 2009, Biz Journals named Provo the mid-sized metro with the best quality of life. In 2009, Forbes magazine ranked Provo among its 10 top hottest mid-sized cities as an entrepreneurial hotbed. Perhaps you will agree that one of the reasons Utah has been able to sustain such positive economic news is the number of creative and persistent entrepreneurs in the state.
I would tell you that Utah has a more dynamic drive of people that want to be the best. And that one's interesting to me in the sense of, I think that translates into the entrepreneur because people want to go on their own and do it themselves, and they have that spirit and flexibility to do it. And that's been interesting for me to see. I have worked at other places where there's a lot more attitude of, I'm a doer. I'm someone that just does it at work. I'm not someone that's going to do my own thing. I'm just going to do what I'm told to do. And I would say in Utah there's much more of a spirit of, I'm going to, because I can do this.
As I've gotten into that culture here and started to get more involved in the entrepreneurial side and all these different organizations that are here, it's something that comes up in my mind a lot. Is this a good place to stay? And I feel like it is in a lot of ways. And I think part of the reason is because we've had good historic success with a lot of good companies from really early on, even before Silicon Valley and places that are more well known really started to grow. You have successes from companies like Novell and WordPerfect, and then even more recently you've got companies like Omniture that was recently acquired by Adobe. So those sorts of things, I think kind of create a cultural sense and awareness among the people here.
I would think one of the things that really helped Agile when we started was the fact that in this part of the world, lots of people who live in Utah Valley have been to other parts of the world. For religious reasons or other reasons, you've got people who speak all these different languages and have been to all these different corners of the world. That really helped us because we launched our first day in 12 different countries and it continued to grow internationally. But I would imagine that kind of exposure also gets people thinking in different ways, being creative in their thinking.
Very often they speak a second or a third language and are culturally very sensitive.
But there's also a lot of people who have gone out and I think accomplished great things in their careers, and Utah's just a great place to come back. And they're here and they want to, in the spirit of learning, living, and giving and recontributing. There's a lot of networking for entrepreneurs who are young and naive to the business process, but there's a lot of support and infrastructure and leadership from veterans who are successful in varying degrees.
This is the culture of the company is making sure that you're always contributing. Always contribute, always be working towards something better than what we are today.
If you're an entrepreneur, it's in your blood and you can't take it out. And so they might, you want to be involved, either want to be associating with other entrepreneurs or you want to get back in the game. And so it's a hotbed for innovation for that reason.
Okay. I've been at different places in the world, a little town in Vietnam, people holding pictures of our headquarters in Utah, saying they want to come to Utah, they want to see Utah. They know that we have the great national parks here.
Right.
And so it's great to be an ambassador. Agile is an ambassador for the state and for Utah County.
Mm-hmm. And the cost of doing business in Utah is relatively low.
Those are some of the things that I would think kind of make this a unique place as far as new companies being successful.
Utah entrepreneurs are definitely stepping up. Whether you love Utah for the low unemployment, the economy, or its citizens, its beautiful mountains, it's hard to argue against what study after study shows, that Utah is a great place to live and thrive as an entrepreneur. And I say, go Utah entrepreneurs. Thank you.